Question from Assembly Member Russell on cuts to borough transport. Question number 1640. Apology for that.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair. I don't accept the premise of this question. The Streetspace programme represents a substantial investment in walking and cycling in the capital. TfL's total borough funding for the next 6 months has increased from £48 million in their original budget to £54 million in the emergency budget. And more specifically, of this £54 million, TfL has ring-fenced £45 million for walking and cycling investment on London's borough roads. This is an increase from £35 million for schemes in the original budget. Many of these previous schemes are on pause while the government and TfL come to a joint financial settlement. TfL has allocated funding for over 500 borough projects across 24 boroughs worth £22 million. This includes 38 strategic cycle schemes, 114 low-traffic neighbourhoods, 154 school streets, and children to social distancing schemes within town centres across a range of inner and outer London boroughs. Further allocations will be made on a weekly basis. Our Streetspace programme, a world-leading programme with international acclaim, will fast-track the transformation of many of London's roads, creating wider pavements for walking on and giving road space to new temporary cycle lanes. These locations will benefit from more space for walking and temporary cycle routes to reduce pressure on tube and buses and will accelerate investment in clean, green and sustainable travel, ensuring it is at the heart of London's recovery. During lockdown, more Londoners have taken to walking and cycling as a safe way to undertake essential travel. As we emerge from lockdown, we believe walking could increase fivefold with cycling tenfold. On my behalf, TfL are working with London's boroughs to identify places where temporary changes are needed to support social distancing or that would benefit from cycling and walking improvements. Some of the temporary changes we're making could become permanent. This has all occurred in the context of a national effort to fight the virus, in support of which TfL has rapidly reduced its passenger numbers to levels not seen for 100 years. This has meant its fare and other revenue has fallen by 90%. And while enormous challenges remain, including agreeing longer-term sustainable funding for transport in the capital, I'm confident the Streetspace programme will play a central role in delivering a successful recovery for our great city.
Mr. Mayor, thank you for that. But on Monday at Transport Committee, Simon Killenback confirmed to me that you've paused Healthy Streets investment, which was meant to be £417 million for this year. And now you've just got the Streetspace of £80 million. And that is in the TfL Healthy Streets budget. Now, it looks like you're giving about 60 million of the 80 million street money to the boroughs, which seems like a generation. But their expected budget this year was £131 million. So that's effectively a cut to the boroughs of those 70 million. Now, what I'm worried about is, isn't in this borough funding gap a looming black hole that's going to iron for walking and cycling?
Chair, I think I got most of that, but the technical issues that there was some break. I think I got the gist. And the answer is no. We've not cut the money. Some of the money that isn't social distancing related with this agenda has been paused, and because the focus has been, the councils couldn't spend the money anyway, because the council's focus has been on programmes to encourage more walking and cycling and to make it easier for people to social distance. You'll be aware, the Assembly, because of the hearing this week with Simon Killenback and Heidi and others, that we're in negotiations with the government in relation to the second half of the year. We're keen to make sure councils continue to have support they need to improve public transport in their areas.
The thing is, Mr. Mayor, you're absolutely dependent on the boroughs for delivering on walking and cycling across London. You really need to be fighting their corner with government to get them more funding. Not only are they dealing with public health, they're also trying to save their high streets. And in the longer term, they're going to want not just the temporary plastic measures, but they're going to want to have more permanent features as well. Now, in the context of these cuts, how are you going to keep up a pipeline of new permanent schemes?
So again, the gist of that question is I should be fighting harder for London. At the same time, as not fighting too hard, according to some Tory members of the Assembly, because we should be friendly with the government. Look, I will continue to be an advocate and champion for London to get its fair share, and that includes the public transport. I'm the biggest advocate for the work our councils do, not least because 95% of our roads are controlled by councils. So I'm keen to make sure, as I said in the original answer, that some of these temporary schemes become permanent schemes. I'm really keen to make sure we help our boroughs. And I've already announced today that 24 of our boroughs have come forward with plans which we're financially supporting. And on a weekly basis, I'll be making announcements of further partnership between us and these boroughs. We're doing a brilliant job in short space of time, already to transform more than 15,000 square metres of new walking and cycling. And as time goes on, there'll be more. And I think you're right, Member Russell, we want to get these plastic type temporary barriers to be permanent, more attractive segregations between cyclists and vehicles.
Yeah, it's good you're making progress with the temporary schemes, but it feels like that pipeline is slow, and absolutely we need to get them more.
We actually can't go faster, Chair, with respect.
Mr. Mayor, TfL studies show a potential growth in cycling to 10 times existing level. So now, doesn't that mean that you need big investment as well, like the new crossings of the Thames? Now, I wrote to your Deputy Mayor, Heidi Alexander, to prioritise shovel-ready schemes like the Cremorne Bridge, which runs from Wandsworth to Fulham, and also to give an update on your plans for a ferry at Rotherhithe to Canary Wharf. Will you push progress on those schemes now?
So the message from the government in relation to the first half of the financial deal was quite clear, in relation to only those that are quite advanced in relation to capital programmes, and those with their contractual obligations. And so those are the priorities. We'll make sure in relation to...
Mr. Mayor, I'm talking about the like Hammersmith Bridge as a shovel-ready project. You've been invited by the government to submit shovel-ready projects by this Thursday, by today. And the Cremorne Bridge, which I wrote to Deputy Mayor for Transport about, is could be one of those shovel-ready projects. Is that one that you're considering?
Well, I'll ask the question back. Is that project shovel-ready?
That project is shovel-ready. It is. It has absolutely everything. It's all the consents. It's got a lot of community infrastructure levy. It's got consents from both Wandsworth and Fulham. It's absolutely ready to go, and has been, actually. You could have had it. You could have cut the ribbon on it if you'd gone for it earlier on in this term.
Well, that's not in the submission to MHCLG today. The submission to MHCLG today does contain Hammersmith Bridge and other shovel-ready projects, but the other two that were referred to by Assemblyman Russell will be part of the negotiations we have with the DfT, which will be tough negotiations. I'm not going to pretend that the government's not being very difficult in relation to the monies they give to London going forward. We've tried to make sure we get as much support as we can from the government. You'll be aware that the cost of COVID to TfL this year will be in the region of £4 billion, and so the priority's got to be what Simon Killenback referred to when he spoke to the Transport Committee, those projects which will either have contractual commitments or those projects which are almost completed.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm out of time, but it would be very good if you can keep making that case to fill that looming black hole in the transport funding.